Vietnam, a land of vibrant green rice paddies, bustling cities and ancient temples. From the serene countryside to the energetic urban centers, Vietnam is a country of contrasts and harmony. A country shaped by a long and tumultuous history marked by periods of conflict and peace, resilience and renewal. Yet, it radiates with an indomitable spirit, a testament to the enduring strength and optimism of its people. Located on the southeastern edge of the Asian continent, Vietnam is a nation that stretches along the South China Sea. Vietnam stretches along the South China Sea like a majestic dragon, its landscape a blend of mountains, rivers and coastline. Its long, sinuous shape has earned it the moniker Land of the Ascending Dragon, a name that symbolizes its resilience and dynamism. This name is not just a geographical reference, but also a testament to the spirit of its people, who have faced numerous challenges with grace and strength. Vietnam's strategic location at the crossroads of East and Southeast Asia has made it a cultural and historical melting pot. It has been a vital link in ancient trade routes, bringing together diverse influences. For centuries, it has been a bridge between civilizations, absorbing influences from China, which have left a lasting impact on its architecture, language and customs. India, with its rich spiritual and cultural heritage, and the West, which introduced new ideas and technologies. This unique blend of cultures is reflected in its art, architecture, cuisine, and daily life. The pagodas, traditional art forms, and local dishes tell stories of a rich and diverse heritage, and the warmth and resilience of its people are evident in their community gatherings, festivals, and everyday interactions. From the ancient kingdoms that once ruled its fertile plains to the modern nations striving for its place on the world stage, Vietnam's journey is one of transformation and growth. Vietnam's story is one of survival, resistance, and ultimately, triumph. The struggles of the past have paved the way for the thriving cities and vibrant culture we see today. This essay will take us on a journey through the annals of Vietnamese history, exploring the defining events and personalities that have shaped this remarkable nation. We will delve into the ancient origins of Vietnam, uncovering the legends and historical figures that laid the foundation of this great nation. We will explore the archaeological sites and artifacts that tell the story of Vietnam's early civilizations. The impact of foreign rule, from Chinese dynasties to French colonialism, has left indelible marks on Vietnam's culture and society, and the long and arduous struggle for independence, marked by heroic resistance movements and the unwavering spirit of its people. We will witness the tumultuous years of war and division, a period that tested the nation's resolve and unity, and finally, the emergence of a unified and rapidly developing nation, a testament to the resilience and determination of its people. Join us as we unravel the captivating tapestry of Vietnam's past, present, and future. Each era, each event, and each individual has contributed to the rich mosaic that is Vietnam today. From the bustling streets of Ho Chi Minh City to the tranquil countryside, from traditional festivals to modern innovations, Vietnam is a land of endless discovery and inspiration.
The story of Vietnam begins millennia ago, shrouded in the mists of time. This land, rich in history and culture, has seen the rise and fall of many civilizations, each contributing to the unique tapestry that is Vietnam today. Archaeological evidence suggests that human settlements existed in Vietnam as far back as the Paleolithic period. These early inhabitants left behind stone tools and artifacts, providing a glimpse into their daily lives and survival strategies. However, it is in the Red River Delta, the cradle of Vietnamese civilization, where we find the first traces of organized societies. This fertile region supported the growth of early communities, which gradually evolved into more complex social structures. Around the 3rd century BCE, a powerful kingdom known as Van Lang emerged in the Red River Delta. This kingdom, with its sophisticated governance and cultural practices, marked a significant milestone in the history of Vietnam. Ruled by the legendary Hung Kings, Van Lang is considered the first Vietnamese state, laying the foundation for Vietnamese culture and identity. The Hung Kings are celebrated for their leadership and vision, which helped shape the early Vietnamese society. The Hung Kings, revered as the ancestors of the Vietnamese people, established a centralized government, developed agriculture, and fostered a distinct cultural identity. They introduced innovations in farming techniques and irrigation, which boosted agricultural productivity and supported population growth. However, Van Lang's dominance was short-lived. Despite its achievements, the kingdom faced numerous challenges, both internal and external, that eventually led to its decline. In 207 BCE, a Chinese general named Trieu Da conquered the Red River Delta and established the kingdom of Nam Viet, marking the beginning of a long and complex relationship between Vietnam and its powerful northern neighbor. This period of Chinese rule brought significant changes to Vietnamese society, including the introduction of new administrative practices and cultural influences. Despite Chinese rule, the Vietnamese people fiercely clung to their language, customs, and traditions. They maintained their unique cultural identity through festivals, traditional clothing, and the preservation of their language, which served as a symbol of resistance and resilience. The desire for independence simmered beneath the surface, waiting for the right moment to erupt. Throughout the centuries, various uprisings and rebellions occurred, reflecting the unyielding spirit of the Vietnamese people. Over the centuries, Vietnam would witness the rise and fall of numerous dynasties, each leaving its mark on the country's history and culture. These dynasties contributed to the development of Vietnam's political, social, and cultural landscape, shaping the nation in profound ways. The struggle for independence and the preservation of Vietnamese identity became recurring themes, shaping the nation's destiny for centuries to come. This enduring quest for self-determination and cultural preservation has defined Vietnam's history, making it a land of rich heritage and resilient spirit. The year 938 AD marks a pivotal moment in Vietnamese history, the expulsion of Chinese forces and the dawn of an independent Vietnam. This victory was not just a military triumph, but a significant cultural and political turning point for the Vietnamese people. Under the leadership of Ngo Quyen, the Vietnamese army achieved a decisive victory at the Battle of Bac Dong River, ending centuries of Chinese domination. This battle showcased the strategic brilliance of Ngo Quyen, who used the natural tidal patterns to trap and destroy the Chinese fleet. However, the legacy of Chinese rule would continue to influence Vietnam for centuries to come. The Chinese had established a strong cultural and administrative presence, which left an indelible mark on Vietnamese society. During the 1,000 years under Chinese rule, Vietnam adopted many aspects of Chinese culture, including Confucianism, Buddhism, and a bureaucratic system of governance. The Temple of Literature in Hanoi, for instance, stands as a testament to the deep-rooted influence of Confucian education and philosophy. Chinese characters became the official writing system, and Chinese art, literature, and philosophy left an enduring impact on Vietnamese society. Vietnamese scholars and poets often wrote in classical Chinese, and many Vietnamese literary works from this period reflect Chinese stylistic and thematic influences. This cultural exchange was not always one-sided. There was a dynamic interplay between the two cultures, with Vietnam also contributing to Chinese civilization. Vietnam, too, influenced its northern neighbor, particularly in the realm of agriculture. Vietnamese innovations in wet rice cultivation were adopted by Chinese farmers, enhancing agricultural productivity in China. Vietnamese farmers introduced rice cultivation techniques to China, contributing to the agricultural prosperity of the Song dynasty. This exchange of agricultural knowledge helped to sustain and grow populations in both regions. Despite the enduring influence of Chinese culture, Vietnam never fully assimilated. The Vietnamese people maintained a strong sense of identity and cultural uniqueness. The Vietnamese people retained their own language, customs, and beliefs, forging a distinct identity that coexisted alongside Chinese influences. Traditional clothing, folk rituals, and community gatherings continued to reflect indigenous Vietnamese culture. This blend of Chinese and indigenous Vietnamese elements formed the foundation of Vietnamese culture as we know it today. The harmonious coexistence of these influences can be seen in the architecture, art, and daily life of the Vietnamese people, creating a rich and diverse cultural tapestry.
As the 19th century dawned, a new force arrived on the shores of Vietnam, the French. Driven by imperial ambitions and the allure of Southeast Asia's riches, France gradually established control over Vietnam through a series of military interventions and treaties. By 1887, Vietnam was firmly under French colonial rule, becoming part of French Indochina. The French colonial period brought about profound changes to Vietnamese society. The French introduced a Western-style education system, modernized infrastructure, and developed a plantation economy based on rubber, rice, and other cash crops. However, these changes came at a high cost. French colonial rule was marked by exploitation, inequality, and cultural suppression. Vietnamese farmers were forced to grow cash crops instead of staple foods, leading to widespread poverty and hunger. Traditional Vietnamese culture and institutions were undermined, replaced by French language, customs, and administration. The Vietnamese people, however, never accepted French rule passively. Resistance movements, both peaceful and armed, emerged throughout the country, fueled by a deep-seated desire for independence and self-determination. These early stirrings of nationalism would eventually culminate in a full-blown revolution, forever altering the course of Vietnamese history.